Alright, so for this week, we're going to be working on getting not so into the habit of constantly making. I've been really bad about feeling like I am not productive if I am not constantly making something new. And that has led to me not doing as good on promo as I would like to be. And I would like to be very good on my promo and kind of let the things that I make simmer and have their moment and not have to immediately be like done and on to the next thing. I want to let everything I make have room to breathe. So that's a project for right now. That said, I'm also working on a new collection. So that's going to be something that's coming out in March as an estimated hopeful time. If it could be February, that'd be awesome, but like March is the expected time, and I will be very excited for that. We're going to be working on that this week. I'm very excited for both of these things, the collection and then chilling out and actually working on like promotion instead of absolute churn. There is also a Vogue Race sale going on, and I have a couple standees ready and a couple that I'm about to finish up for stamp rallies. So those I can work on, the collection I can work on, and other than that, we are not working on constant churn this week. We are going to be doing our best with what we got. Ooh, and I think my braids are going to come in, so I get to package those. I'm really excited about that, and I'm going to take so many cute photos. I'm so excited. But I will be working on that a lot this week, and right now, I think I need to head out to the cafe. I need to return our car rental from this weekend's event. The event went amazing, very happy with it, but we gotta get that car back, and then on the way back, I think I'm gonna have a little cafe date, maybe work on some of the standees, and just have an easy start to the week. I love having a bit of a slower start, so I think it'll be nice. I think we'll have a good time, and I'll see you in a bit.
I tried out a new cafe today, and it was really not what I was expecting. It was gorgeous. The outside was super pretty, but it was also extremely busy and super loud and so expensive. It was almost $20 for a BLT. That's crazy. But at least on the way home, I saw a real good dog. In order to get in on the Vogue Race sale, I wanted to make sure I had all my standees done and ready and all set. Which I suppose is an interesting choice, because I wouldn't say that standees are my best seller by any measure, and I wouldn't say that Vogue Race is the manufacturer that I would necessarily recommend for acrylic products, but they do have good deals when they have sales, and I like my representative, so it was a pretty good idea to me at the time. And I do really want to make some standees that I've had in my mind for a minute. The Riddle one is really exciting for me. I've wanted to do him for so long, and he's so freaking cute. Of course, I made everything harder for myself because I tend to treat everything like an oil painting when I do it digitally, and this was no exception. I just really like the painterly look of everything, and I think it softens things in a way that's very nice for me. I hate line art, and I will do anything to avoid it, quite frankly. I'm also just a big buyer of standees. They're really, really fun, and I think they add a cute little something to pretty much any area. I don't have a ton of wall space, so prints aren't totally my thing. And they're a lot lower stakes than something like an enamel pin where I have to make 100 of them and have to deal with a huge wait time. I'm trying to be really intentional about what art I put on what products and how I'm designing for each one, because I think that sometimes a certain product suits an idea a lot better than a different one would. I was really glad that I got Riddle done because I've been putting him off, and then I immediately just flew through this Jamil one. He's my favorite, so he's just so easy by comparison.
The cardigan, right? We love her.
Yeah.
Looks like 6'7", the shape of it.
I fucking hate it here.
How do we feel about it?
You should have made it 6'9".
We're getting a divorce.
Then we would have said nice, but now we're pissed.
Do you like it?
No, we're pissed.
Oh.
Because it doesn't say 6'9".
I'll try harder. I'll
I'm
do
pissed
better.
because it says 6'7".
I'll try harder. I'll do better.
So I got through the concepts for the carousel cardigans. I really like this one, and then the back is going to be something akin to this. It's just going to be a little carousel design. I'm going to do a little more with it, but just to get, like, the concept, the idea. But the problem I'm struggling with right now is I've got this and this. And I love them both. I think the monochrome would go really well for a lot of people who have been asking me if I can please do more neutrals, but I don't know, the pastel's so good. I'm worried it's a little bit too Howl Pendragon, but I also think that man doesn't have a monopoly on pastels and diamonds. But also, like, it's so cute. I'm very much leaning toward this one, which is a bummer because I think the black and white one is also really good. I had someone asking why we don't just do both, and the answer for that is because each of these runs is going to be a minimum of about $3,000, and as much as I love that idea, it is not something I've got the funds for at the moment, and I'm trying not to do pre-orders right now, so I don't know. I'm leaning toward this one. I think it's going to be a lot cuter, and I think it's going to be so nice. Are you going to help me get work done? Are you going to help Mom get work done? How you doing?
It is what it is.
Hi. What's up? Wednesday was a bit of a nothing rot day, and I'm trying not to feel too guilty about having nothing rot days. I need to be okay with the fact that not every single day is going to be a huge making day or a huge packaging day. It's sometimes just going to be a day where I have to chill out, or else if I don't do that, I think I'm going to explode. And we can't be exploding, so it's just going to have to be alright. But I did get some orders overnight, which was really interesting, because I don't usually get a ton of orders to the online store. That's been a little bit better recently, but it is different for me. And I really liked having a bit of a concrete task in the morning where I could just package things and I knew exactly what I was gonna do. I think sometimes I make drawing a little bit nebulous in my mind because there's not an exact start or end time, and I don't know how long it's going to take, and I don't know what issues are going to arise during. Packaging, I know exactly what I'm doing. It's a great starter task. I also got the notification first thing in the morning that my new berets are coming in on Thursday, and I'm so excited. I decided not to leave the house and go ship because I wanted to make sure that I was home for that delivery because it was going to be a huge pair of boxes, and I live in an apartment, so I didn't want to risk anybody taking our stuff. We've had a couple incidents of really weird package theft, like my friend's protein pancakes got stolen, and also her entire reptile enclosure. I've never had any of my stuff taken, but I did not want my first experience with it to be my berets. A few people ordered just berets, and a few others ordered stuff that was already in stock, like this lilac print. I did realize that I used up all my 5x7 paper on the Ortho Stamp Rally prize for the Fairy Gala, and I completely forgot to send it out. Luckily, I've got a really reliable paper guillotine, and I've got some 8x10 paper of same quality, so it was easy to make and then cut down. I knew that the moment the hats arrived, I was gonna go absolutely feral and not want to focus on anything else, so I did my best to get everything finished for the orders before those got there. That prep included making the new boxes because I hate making these boxes and they have been way too frisky and resistant with me recently, and I didn't want to deal with that in the middle of packing the orders. I complain about this a lot for someone who doesn't have a difficult life, but oh my god, I feel like everything in my life revolves around having these horrible boxes in 1,000 sizes. I feel like I am constantly dealing with a billion packaging issues, and I never have the size I need, and I've been better about that recently. I've been keeping all of my box sizes in stock. I've been very good about it. But now that I have them all in stock, we have a new issue, which is every single one wants to fight and bite me. Luckily, I got through this round of it without having any major cardboard cuts, and I'm honestly willing to count that as a huge success because the last time did not go so well. As soon as I finished making the boxes, though, I started getting really antsy because the next task that I had at hand was to actually get the berets, but the berets weren't there, but then I looked at my phone and it turns out they'd been delivered and I never got a notification about it. I'd like to take a moment of hatred for the FedEx map system because it does not work. Every time I have had a package come in, I cannot be the person who has the account because the sender is the FedEx account holder, and then I end up trying to use the map and they say, hey, you can sign in as a guest since you're not the account holder, and they send me a text and I'm like, sick, I'll enter that code you've given me, and then they don't let me use the code and they just refresh it and they're like, hey, can you enter a code? And I'm like, I entered a code, and they're like, put in your number. Enter a code, please. So I put in my number and I enter a code. And they're like, that's nice. Have you considered signing in as a guest and entering a code? We can send you one. And I'm like, we just did this 4 times and they just never let me have it. So whoever's in charge of that, please help. Please fix it. This sucks. Luckily, I watched tracking like a hawk, so I saw it was delivered. I got it pretty immediately. The shipment included 50 of 4 designs, including this sunflower restock. This is one I've had before and have had for a long time. It's my best seller right now, and I got it in the old colorway. My manufacturer wasn't able to get me this one that's a little bit more mustardy last time and sent me a bit of a more butter yellow one, which was okay, but I really like this darker yellow, and I'm so glad we have it back in stock. I also have 3 brand new designs that I could not be more excited about. This Celestial Celebration one is one that I made kind of on a whim. I wasn't sure exactly what I was doing. I was just kind of playing around, but I ended up falling in love with the design, and I love it next to the Celestial Sky Ita bag. These are an 80% wool and 20% acrylic blend, so they're really thick and really steady, and they take embroidery like an absolute champ. I also find that 20% acrylic does make it a little bit more breathable than a fully wool hat, which, as much as I like to make things a bit more sustainable and use natural fibers, I am willing to accept a bit of acrylic for a bit more functionality. The second box has 2 entirely brand new designs, and I'm super excited. I've wanted to make more berets for forever, and I'm so happy I was able to do these 2. As much as I do love the Celestial Sky design, especially now seeing it done and in person, these are the 2 I was most excited about. I'm obviously a huge fan of Lily of the Valley, that's why I keep making things with it. It's so pretty, it's just a magical little flower. I love how fairy-like it is, it's like little bells. Genuinely, it just feels like our most fantasy flower, you know? And I know my purple girlies have been begging me for more purple stuff, and I promise you I am working on it, and I have such a treat for you. Oh my god, the embroidery turned out amazing! The goal was to match the cardigan as closely as I could, and while it isn't an exact match, it's just a bit darker. It is so freaking cute. They're gonna be amazing together. The next one is the one that I think you guys are gonna be most excited about because I've had tons of requests for this flower. It also has a bit of an interesting production story because I do not typically take any commissions for anything that's gonna be a huge bulk production. But one of my patrons reached out and was like, I have this idea, I'd really like to see it. Is there any way I would be willing to even help pay for some of the production costs if needed? And I was like, you know what? I have had so many people ask me for spider lilies. If you want to lead the general design idea for this, I will make it happen, and I will, if you're okay with it, sell it in the store. And she was totally okay with that, which that worked out great for both of us, so I'm really happy about it. This isn't something that I think I'd do for just anyone, but because she's been a longtime patron and super supportive, and I also really love this design and wanted to do something like this anyway, it just worked out really perfectly. The moment that I had the berets unloaded, though, it was time to stop celebrating and start getting back to work. I didn't have a horrible tower of packages to get through for this because these were actually kind of an underrated pre-order, if I do say so myself. They have, however, taken absolutely forever to get done because I had a manufacturer for my bows that I really liked, and I asked them to please try doing the berets, and they were like, yeah, of course we can do that. And then they couldn't actually get them the way that I wanted. They didn't have the ability to go as far out into the actual like beret ring as this current manufacturer does, so I ended up crawling back to my first manufacturer and being like, hey, so I know I was trying something new, but could you guys actually do it? Because you're way better. And she was like, yeah, I know we're better. I was just letting you mess around. So it ended up taking a lot longer than I expected, and it's part of why I don't want to do pre-orders anymore. As much as I really like having the early support, and I also admittedly really like people handing me money so that I can produce things a little bit easier financially, it has been a really long wait, and I don't like you guys having to wait for my production delays. Thankfully, all the delays are done, and we have these on their way out. Everything is packaged. I also packaged a giant box of things for my proxy who's running HachiCon for me. Has everything that she needs to run my table, and it is massive. That one right there on the bottom. It's awful and about to ruin my day.
I'm not sure exactly what happened while I was gone, but I took that giant package to UPS. UPS isn't exactly where I'd prefer to send my packages, but for really large ones, I get really banger deals for the weight, so very happy to have that. I was more than happy to borrow a wagon and then roll that down. It was uphill in the heat. It sucked. That's why I'm a little bit glistening right now. But while I was gone, I also got another order for another one of the Black Butler pins. I love the Soma one more than I love anything else. It's so freaking cute. But it's interesting. I don't usually get like multiple orders in a day on just like a daily basis unless there's something crazy happening. But I think I've just been on a little bit of a hot streak, and I hope I can keep it up. I'm really hoping it's less a fluke and more a sign of good to come. But for now, I'm gonna go toss this on my shipping pile. We have a USPS trip tomorrow. I'll probably have a little cafe time too, just since it's over in the same area as one of the cafes I like. And then I need to shower so bad. It's so warm. I washed up in order to do this package, and now I am ready to like take a proper shower and stop being warm. So, all right, I will see you guys tomorrow.
I woke up to even more orders, which was very weird for me, but I was very excited about it. It included a couple stickers that I honestly forgot that I had in the shop. I remember making these perfectly. I did forget that they were in the store. It was primarily Black Butler pins that I was selling, and that was really exciting because these are also something that I don't sell a ton of, and I was really happy to see them getting a bit of love, especially Soma. This is the very first time anyone's bought Soma from me in person or online, and I'm so happy. He's my favorite character in the entire series. He's just so good. And for the second time this week I got to wake up and immediately package. It felt really good, and I hope that that can become part of my daily routine someday. It's just a really ideal way for me to get started on my day. While it does feel a little bit slower by comparison to the weeks that I've had recently where I'm doing constant Arirang orders, I am feeling like I'm getting pretty steady traffic, and I think that part of that is because I've been really good about marketing, and part of that is just luck. But it's been really exciting for me, and it makes me a little more confident in my ability to be able to fund collections in advance, because I'm going to be getting steady orders from other things. My package shower was starting to get a little bit ridiculous, so it definitely needed to be run to the post office, which is excellent news because one of my favorite cafes is also by a post office. Actually got so much done at the cafe today, very pleased with that, so I want to show you what I did. Starting with the least exciting part of the pastel carousel collection to me. This is the bow. It's gonna have this little unicorn, and then it's gonna also have the merry-go-round. Ugh, it's super cute! And then, something that's a little newer concept. I have no idea if it's actually gonna make it into the full situation, but we're gonna have the embroidered carousel horses, and I suppose bunnies and deers, all along the bottom edge, and we'll have the tie bow in the back. It'll just be plain on the front, like that. But I'm really, really happy with this. I think it's gonna be really cute. Also, we have the pastel sweater. I decided I want the bunny to be the primary. I just really like him. And then we've got the merry-go-round font, and then there's the back. Oh my god, I'm so pleased with this. I want to do embroidery for the entire thing. Obviously, we can leave these little blue spots completely undone, and then we'll have these. I'm a little bit iffy about if I want to try and do something different and maybe remove the white there. Uncertain, but I love the carousel animals so much. I'm so pleased with how this has come out. And then last but not least, we have the bag itself. Oh my god. So these are gonna have little snaps. So there'll be a snap here, here, and here, and then you can change out the animals. And because I'm doing different animals for each of the carousels, I'm gonna also have them as add-ons, and I'm super excited. Oh my god. Oh, and to show you the back, there we go. Oh my god, it's gonna be so freaking cute. Oh my god. I'm also gonna do embroidered elements here, and then up here, maybe? And then I think the poles will be best as embroidery. I'm so excited, oh my god. I still have 2 colorways to build. I'm gonna do the bag and then the bows also in a monochrome black and white and in a more classic like red and white circus. And those will each have their own animals associated, and I'll have extras of the animals so that if you want to have like the tiger instead of the deer, you can add the tiger in. Each one will come with the base 3 and then you can add on. It's been a bit of a stressful day in our house. We're just kind of going through it mentally, so I'm gonna probably not work on the next colorways until tomorrow. Maybe not even then. I have a photo shoot tomorrow, very excited for that, for the new berets. And I'll work on that, and if I have time and if I'm feeling up to it, then I will do the other colorways. If not, that's fine to be next week. I'm expecting that we'll release the collection in probably March. I'd love for it to be sooner, but I think March is probably, like, the way to go so that I don't have to do pre-orders. Because I do want to move away from a pre-order model. I've talked about it a little bit, but I want to work more so on a I already have this funded and ready and it's here model in collection releases, which is a rough thing to be doing both, because it's going to be a lot of cost up front. But you know what? That's fine. I'm excited to try it, and I want to do it that way, so we're going to go for it. But I will get to work on that either tomorrow or next week, and we have the pastel for now, and I'm just very glad we got that done. My wife and I went to Mintish on Saturday, which was an excellent way for me to trick her into doing a bunch of videos and photos for me. I needed pictures and photos of the berets because there's a shop update Monday. Shop update is happening shortly before this video posts, so if you're watching this now, it includes all the new berets and everything from the Fairy Gala. The link to my shop is always in my description if you see anything that you absolutely... That wraps it up for this week. Thank you guys so much for watching, and have a great rest of your...